Good morning and welcome to this edition of the Center of It All. We are in beautiful Ridgway, Pennsylvania for the 17th annual Chainsaw Carvers Rendezvous, and I'm with event organizer Liz Bonney. Liz, thank you so much for inviting us up here. It's a great event.
Well, Andrew, I'm so glad you came. I'm so glad to have you come experience this fantastic event with artists from all over the world and to enjoy the creative energy that is in and around our beautiful town, and to enjoy the warm weather this year.
This time of year, it's like early March, but the kickoff of spring, especially with the weather that we're having, the weather's great here. What's it like in the weeks leading up to the preparation for this?
Well, it's logistically, it's a challenge. We have 200 carvers that come in, finding places for them to stay, just kind of even finding places for them to set up and put this on. This is actually our 4th or 5th location that we've had for this event, because it's something that has grown over the years. It started out with, well, the first one had 9 carvers, and every year since then it's grown and grown and grown, and it used to be a 3-day event, and it has since gone to a 7-day event. We do seminars, we teach, actually the carvers share. That's what this was all about. It was about trying to find out if there were anybody else doing this at the time that the internet came out, so it just kind of all fit together in a lumber heritage region, and it became a great community effort.
You mentioned the 200 carvers that are around here from all over the world. Just give us a little brief how expansive their travels are to get here.
Well, okay, well, basically it's, first of all, how do you get here? We have to get them to Pittsburgh. We have to transport them from Pittsburgh to here, or Buffalo to here. It's a lot of running. It's a lot of people saying, okay, we get this person, we get that person, we bring them in and go again the next day and do the same thing.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, I've seen people sign in from Wyoming, Washington, South America, Eastern Europe. They're all in this area in the Allegheny National Forest in central Pennsylvania.
And the beauty of this is, over the years we've had our internationals tell us that this is not how they pictured America. When they think of America, they always thought of New York or LA. So for them to come to central Pennsylvania and come back because they love it is just a great thing in itself.
So they thought America was Crocodile Dundee 2 in New York City, but that's not the case,
Exactly,
obviously.
exactly. So they love it, and they tell us that they remember when they got to live in the countries. Now they have to live closer to the cities to get work and do things. So they actually love it here.
What's your favorite part about this event and this time of year here in Ridgway?
Well, this year I loved it because the weather was great. Usually we do this the last 2 weeks of February, and last year it was 40 below zero with a wind chill factor. And I could not ask carvers to stand out for a week in that again, so we moved it this year, and look at the weather we had. I mean, it was t-shirt weather, and just they're loving it. People are happy. The crowd, it's a signature crowd this year. I mean, it's just beyond anything we've ever imagined.
What's the response been from the carvers that have come in, and maybe the ones that were here in February when they heard that you were moving it, into March?
I think everybody was like, oh, well, we'll see what happens. Well, look what happened. And they're happy. There's smiles on everyone's face, and the crowd is happy. They're out and about. It doesn't get any better than that.
Now, talking to some other people, when I said, hey, beautiful town up here, and they said, yep, we're 2 hours from everything. What would you say to somebody who might be a little bit hesitant to check this out next year?
I just say you have to come and experience it for yourself. And that's basically like any other event or any other thing that you do, it's word of mouth. You can do all the advertising that you want to do, and until you experience this, there's nothing that anyone can tell you. All I can say is, for me, it's a lesson in energy, and there is so much of it here right now that it'll put a smile on your face.
Definitely, it put a smile on my face when I drove down in here. Liz, thank you so much for hosting us. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, feel free to interview everyone. Walk around and enjoy your day.
You know what? I'm going to take the advice. When we come back on the Center of It All, we're going to head out to the chainsaw carvers themselves, see what they're working on, and also get their perspective on what a great event this actually is. Don't go anywhere. You're watching WHVL. Welcome back to the Center of It All. I knew you guys were going to stick around to check out the Chainsaw Rendezvous. I'm back in the studio, obviously, but let's send you right back out to Ridgway and get out of the visitor center, and we'll put you right in the heart of the action.
I just try to visualize it in the log, see it, how it fits in there. You got to walk all the way around it sometimes, a few times to find it, and then just try to put it in there.
Scott Dow, one of the most gifted carvers at the Rendezvous, just picked up the saw one day and away he went. With a master's in sculpture from Edinburgh, he knows the benefits of that background. But part of coming to these exhibitions is being able to lean on your colleagues for tips.
The best part of coming to places like this, meeting new people, seeing new equipment, learning new techniques, seeing people with new ideas that are cool, all of it, you know. Drinking a couple good beers at the end of the day, it's all great.
Those ideas come from all over the country and the world. Over 200 carvers descend in the Ridgway from Washington to Chile, Kentucky to the Czech, and everywhere in between. For some, this might as well be a holiday.
Basically, this is better than Christmas. You get 200 carvers from all over the world, so we come over, we learn skills, we take them back to England, but the buzz you get and the support you get from the other carvers in the States, basically it keeps us going for another year. It like really charges your batteries up. We really appreciate that the town opened their arms to us. Basically, we treat like royalty, you know, and we really look forward to this every year. Christmas hasn't got a look in when you've got the Rendezvous to come to.
Organizers feel the same way, with a jolt to the local timber industry as well as small businesses experiencing their busiest time of the year. Locals welcome the event, but the benefits go far beyond a monetary value.
We started a few years ago letting the carvers sign. It's only for carvers, and it's just basically to see how many people we can get from around the world, different people coming in, and just for them to remember. And we love having them here, and they love being here. They're all very polite. They're great people to hang out with. You learn so much from them every year, and you see the same people coming back, but you still learn new things.
Every carver has their own unique story of how they got into the art. Whether it be by chance or the thrill of having complete control, many were just looking for that spark. In fact, it's hard to pin down exactly what it is sometimes.
Well, that's a tough question to answer on camera, man. I mean, that's not an easy question. There's 100 variables going with that. I don't know. Just the love of doing what you want to do.
My husband is the first one who got intrigued with the art. And after we had our first daughter, he was out in our backyard just playing around, and I'm like, why is he always having so much fun? So he left to go to work the one day, and I picked up a saw, which I've never started a chainsaw, so inspiration to females. It's awesome, you know, just if you have a passion, try it. But I picked up the saw and started playing around. It's just kind of been history ever since.
I'm a Marine vet, so when I got out of the Marines, I was looking for something, I'm high energy, and something that I can produce. I don't need a middleman. I turn raw wood into money. And I get to create all day long doing that, doing what I love to do. There's nothing better than that, man. Nothing.
One of the best experiences I've had in my 4 years here in central Pennsylvania. When we come back, food that could satisfy the appetite of every carver there. That's right, Kitchen Encounters is next, right here on the center of it all.